So it's mock draft season, got about a month and a half until the NFL draft. And so we're sitting here and doing, if we were the general manager of the New Orleans Saints, who would you draft? So in the first round, pick 29, I'm going Brian Breezy, the defensive lineman out of Clemson, for a couple of reasons. Number one, you need a defensive lineman. You currently have one on the roster. Number two, this is a guy that was talked about just a few months ago as being a top 10 pick and has slid down the draft boards throughout the offseason. But the upside and the potential for Breezy is still there. I know his stats weren't great his senior season at Clemson, but he had a lot going on off the field with the loss of his sister and things like that. So still a great value pick for the Saints at number 29. At 40, I'm going B.J. Ojulari. How do you not? Edge rusher out of LSU. I know the Saints don't typically take LSU guys, but a great edge rusher. Now that Marcus Davenport's gone, Cam Jordan only has a short amount of time left in his NFL career, so you're going to need to look at the future there. Ojulari makes a lot of sense. He's a local kid that had a great season this past year with 5.5 sacks. He had 7 sacks the year before. I think he offers a lot of value for a second-round selection to the New Orleans Saints. In the third round, Nathaniel Dell out of Houston. What a great wide receiver. He and Clayton Tune teamed up for a fabulous season this past year, including beating the Raging Cajuns in the Independence Bowl. The Saints receiver might not be such a need now that Michael Thomas is back, but you could still look to up that department there, especially now that Marquez Callaway won't return. You probably won't keep Deontay Hardy around. So Nathaniel Dell makes a lot of sense there. In the fourth, we're going Dwayne McBride out of UAB. Dwayne McBride was absolutely sensational for the Blazers in his career. We're looking at 3,500 yards in his time in Birmingham. He's a powerful back with breakaway speed in the second level, and the Saints really need somebody that can run between the tackles because that's just not Alvin Kamara's game. Alvin Kamara is a guy that you get him out in space and you let him use his agility and his footwork to break away from people. McBride is a bruiser that can bust between the tackles and then get away from the second level. Fifth round, secondary. Jacorian Bennett out of Maryland. Great value pick here, rated as the number 109 player in the draft. You're getting him at 147. So huge upside value there for the Saints, and you can never have too much depth in the secondary. Also in the fifth round, going with a tight end, Zach Kuntz out of Old Dominion. One of the highest rated tight ends in this draft, rated as the number 125 player overall. You're getting him at 166. Again, another huge value pick for the Saints and Derek Carr in this offense. Seventh round, you got 2 picks now. Going linebacker Carlton Martial out of Troy. There's only one reason why. The NCAA's all-time leading tackler. Point blank into discussion. And then Cam Peoples out of App State. Great running back. Dealt with some injuries in his time in Boone. Ran for 2,800 yards. He also had 300 yards receiving for a total of 3,000 yards from scrimmage in his career, as well as 33 total touchdowns over in the mountains. I think he offers a lot as a third string back for the Saints, and he could make a lot of noise at the 7th round selection.